Hello, friends and family. It's day 67, cycle 4, day 3. Welcome to my daily vlog, where I share my quest to crush aggressive diffuse large B-cell lymphoma, stage 4, also known as DLBCL, ICD code C83.39, and we're using the immunotherapy, chemotherapy, R-EPOCH to crush non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey. Let's get into it. We're going to talk about my mental health, HeadSpace, Noodle today. Probably can hear my voice a little bit better. I'm adjusting to the new normal, right? I've readjusted, getting to that piece that I spoke about yesterday, resetting my expectations and accomplishing what I can and not what I can't. So here we go. I'd say today that my general attitude was slow and steady. I definitely am feeling the chemotherapy much sooner in cycle than I was feeling previously, as anybody who's participated in cycle 1, 2, and 3. I usually don't have these feelings until I'm well done with the chemo, right? On day 5 or 6 is when I really start to plummet. I'm not miserable. I want to make that clear. Not miserable like day 5 or 6 in that time frame, but definitely my body is not happy. I'll put it that way. It's not that I can just kind of plod along and, manage the symptoms and it's on the background. It's if I push my body, I will not be happy camper. So slow and steady is my mantra for now and adjusting to whatever the new normal is. So with that said, I have a few quotes. So my first quote is one of these pretty ones. I'll block my face. This above all, to refuse to be a victim. Margaret Atwood. So I know that's not the context in which she said that, but I'm not going to be a victim to these miserable feelings. I'm going to learn to adjust to them as best I can and live every day and find the joy in every day. It's not going to be just laying around and being miserable. That's not going to happen. So that's what I have to say about that. Next quote, quote 2. Adopt the pace of nature. Her secret is patience. Ralph Waldo Emerson. Not much I need to elaborate on that, right? Just take it as it comes. Be patient with yourself. So that's what I'm trying to do. And my third quote for today. Moving slowly, listening, noticing when my own intentions are trying to take over, and pausing in that moment have so often proved to be the most respectful and effective path of healing. Bonnie Badenoch. I'm not sure if I said that right, but I'll make sure it's on the screen for you guys. Sorry about the mispronunciation. Apologies. So I think you can kind of feel the theme here. It's basically, I got to move slow. I got to listen to my body. I got to not push. The more I push, the faster I try to move, the worse I feel. That's the way it's going to go. For now, I feel like I can do things, but I need to take them at a good pace. So you'll see my to-do list isn't nearly as short as I expected it to be, but it wasn't as much as I would have hoped for either. So I just need to, change my expectations like we talked about yesterday. 1 second, I'm adding something to my to-do list. Okay, let's get into my to-do list. So the first thing I did, and I think it was the first thing on my to-do list yesterday, was sleep in. Today was my only opportunity to sleep in for the last several days. So that's what I did. I was in bed until 11:45. Nurse Lana was coming at 12:15, so I did need to move my body eventually. You saw that I posted late last night. It's the nature of the beast when you're sharing the PC. I'm working on the solution for that, but I'm not sure how close we are. But I did, I was in bed for about 9 hours. I did have a couple periods where I was awake. I had to go to the bathroom, plus there was a couple of week periods that I couldn't fall back to sleep, and I think that's just the prednisone. Nothing I can do about that. But I did finally fall back to sleep, and, I was actually waking up at 11:45, so that's thumbs up. And my sleep was adequate, so that's good. I did, as we've already talked about in the mental health section, I did have a slow day. No rushing about. I also ate oatmeal like we talked about. I don't know if it made a significant difference in my nausea, but I did make it through a little more of the morning before it got yucky, so maybe a little bit. We had my nurse Lana came at 12:15 to change my poison bag. I did fold the laundry and put it away. Thank you very much. Ta-da! Feel very accomplished. That was on my list for a while. Now, something else I did today. I stripped and made the bed, my bed, Bill's and I bed, and I'm washing the sheets. Hopefully you can't hear the washer going right now. I apologize if you can, but needed to get done. And one of the things I did kind of interspersed. So it seems like I accomplished a lot when I said I was taking it easy, but one thing that I did today was I sat a lot. So I accomplished something and then I went and sat down for a while. And one of the things I did today was watch, I had stored up to do my research on needle punching, rug needle punching. And I watched several videos like on what type of fabric's best, yarn, the best needles, different people's opinions of different needles and so forth and so on. It was very informative. I feel a little closer. I really want to make a big rug. Like the area I want to make the rug for is pretty large, but not very many people are talking about that. So I maybe need to look, probably it's not a beginner project is probably the issue. You're probably supposed to be a more experienced puncher before you go to the big rug, but I'm not sure what smaller rugs to work on, so I'll have to give that some consideration. In the meantime, maybe I'll do some searches for some videos on large rugs and see what I can learn about that, and if I think it's doable. I think I will have to practice, but one of the things that I want to do, I think I mentioned already, was make a round rug. So I maybe can practice on the triangle edges of the round rug as my practice areas, because you can't buy round fabric. You can only buy the square fabric or rectangle fabric. All right, so that is what I accomplished today. One more thing I did. A couple of times when I was doing some chores, like straightening the room or doing my sheets and that kind of stuff, I had to go up and down stairs to get to the laundry and so forth and so on. I put on my charity miles, and I didn't get to a mile today, but I was just a little bit under. But collectively, big charity miles news. We have 10 people now signed up for our team. I could see 9 of them, so just one person has to do a little bit of moving, and then we'll see you too. And collectively, we have walked 91 miles. This week we're going to make 100. I have to go back and check when we started this, but I don't think it's more than a week, maybe a week and a half. So we've done remarkable. Great job, team. Proud of you guys. I'm so happy you're moving. Good job. And as you can see, most of you are moving more than me in a day. It's, my Fitbit is certainly calculating more miles, but you have to be carrying your phone, and you have to have the Charity Miles Charity Miles app on in order to collect the data. So it's a little more restrictive from my perspective. And right now I'm not moving too fast, so that's the way it goes. On a good day when I'm moving faster, I could do 2 or 3 miles just pacing and talking on the phone or getting my chores done, but right now I'm moving pretty slow. And that's the way it goes. I just got to go with that. But I feel like I accomplished something because I was able to contribute a little bit to our team progress. So that's all I have for the to-do list today. And again, it was a long to-do list, when I sat down and looked at everything that I accomplished, but it was spread out across many hours. And there was nothing, there was many, many minutes and hours of rest in between. I did not take another nap, but I did not run around the house like a crazy woman at all, which is my typical path. Okay, let's move on to the to-do list. And this is something that was a little difficult for me. So I've greatly trimmed down the to-do list because I don't know what to expect of my body. Therefore, I don't want to put unrealistic expectations on. On the flip side, if you don't have a defined to-do list, then you don't you don't try to accomplish things. So it's like a catch-22. Unfortunately. Oh, I forgot something for the to-do list. One thing. 1 second. Just writing it down. Okay, I got it. Just so I don't forget. Sorry. And sorry if the camera shook there. That was on me. All right, so currently my to-do list has 4 things on it. Go to work. That will be challenging, I think, but we're going to do our best. Change out the cable modem. A while ago now, Bill bought a new cable modem so that we would stop renting the cable modem from the cable company because that's ridiculous. I'm throwing money away there. So pretty happy about that. But finding a time when everybody is not online is difficult. So I have to be cognizant of the boys' college schedule as far as class and homework and, all that kind of stuff. And then, of course, me working. I think in this scenario, I'm a little more flexible. Like at the end of this week, I have off because I'm going to be feeling bad. But I'm going to be feeling so bad, I'm not going to change the cable modem. So I tried to do it today, but they had too many conflicts. So we're going to do it tomorrow after work. So thumbs up. I'm going to dry the sheets. That might happen tonight. I think it will have to happen tonight because I did have a change of sheets, but I did not have a change of pillowcases. So the pillowcases are in the wash right now, so they have to be dried before we can go to bed. So that's going to happen tonight. Maybe not put the sheets away until tomorrow, but I'll definitely have the pillowcases out. Baby steps, right? Baby steps. And the last thing that's on the schedule and must be done tomorrow is Bill has a standing monthly doctor's appointment at dialysis. We see the nephrologist, and the labs that got canceled on Friday he'll probably do tomorrow, assuming that FedEx is working again. So that's what we have on tap. I only have 4 things on my to-do list tomorrow. Now that doesn't mean I won't do more, but those 4 things are the things I'm going to make an extra effort to get done, right? And at work I have some not challenges, but we're preparing for the next stage of work, and one of the exercises I need to do there is do some what's the term you use? I don't want to say baseline testing. It's almost like throughput testing. I have a picture of how many screens I need to evaluate, but I don't have an understanding of the different types of screens. How long does each type of screen take to do the test? So if I have 100 of this and 50 of that and 100 of that, that means altogether it's going to be this much. And that will help us to make decisions about how much time we need, although I think that's already set, and how many people we need to get it accomplished. So that's what I have on tap for the beginning of this week. I want to get that done before I really get sick. And we'll see how that goes. Fingers crossed that I make good progress at the beginning of the week so I can get those folks that need it the answers so we can be more educated in our decisions. Fingers crossed. Okay, and so the last thing I have is an angel delivery, a very special angel delivery. Let me move over a little bit. I snapped some pictures here. Well, at least one. This is a hand-knitted headscarf that was given to me by one of Sam's friends. She's in college. Isn't this lovely that she spent time out of her days to make this for me? It took her much longer than it would take me because she really was, she's been learning and improving her skill set. So I don't know if you guys can see. And what she made me was a headscarf, a head wrap, which you can see in the picture. But I could also use it as a like a cowl or a little scarf if I wanted to keep my neck warm, for example. So beautiful and lovely, and thank you so much to this angel for this very lovely hand knit head wrap. Thank you so much. She said that all my crocheting inspired her, so that was lovely. Glad I could inspire in some way, as always, right? So thank you so much to the angel that delivered this and the angel that made this. I really appreciate it. And that is all I have for story time today. So if you just came for story time, thank you so much for joining us today. We love you. Be safe, and we'll see you tomorrow. And I'm going to get into status. So eating, primary issue, as you know. I did take Zofran and the other nausea anti-anemic medication last night. Did not take any medication today. Mostly I've been able to manage with eating and not pushing my body and some root beer barrels. So that's okay. My mouth is starting to hurt a bit, but like I said, I am doing the magic mouthwash at night, and if I think it's necessary, I'll try and do it during the day. No throat or teeth pain so far. My weight is high. I did not weigh in on the scale because I was running to get ready for Nurse Lana. But I did get on afterwards. I took my bag off just with my around the house clothes, and it was pretty high. So it is what it is. There's nothing I can do about it. I don't think it's me eating. I think it's some collection of other things, and that's the way it goes. Most likely the prednisone is not helping this situation. All right, so fluid is much more even today, so that makes me happy. I drank 94 ounces, and I took 14 ounces by IV for a total of 108 ounces, which is 3.2 liters. And my out was 3 liters. which I'm happy with. Plus, I sweated like crazy overnight. We'll get into that with other chemo symptoms, but it was a heavy sweating, which is one of the reasons why the sheets are getting run right now. Because, ew, yucky, yucky. And so that's it for eating. Let's get into the other chemo symptoms. So the neuropathy continues to increase, unfortunately. It's bearable. I'd say it's maybe the first knuckle right now. Hasn't gone too much further than this first knuckle. Hair loss, I think, is status quo, but please let me know if I'm delusional. Nose clots, no. Skin seems about the same, although a little drier, and I did use the cream last night, so I'm not really sure. We're going to roll with it for now. No headaches. Oh, under night sweats, I have yes, yes, yes. Not one yes, but 3 yeses. Headache, no. Fatigue, no. Red skin, yes. Brain, I didn't think so, but when I watched yesterday's video, there was quite a few that were a little disturbing, but not horrible, but a little bit. So I'm going to say on that. Sleep. We alluded to this earlier. My sleep was 7 hours and 43 minutes. No naps. And I was in bed for 9 hours, but there were some periods where I just couldn't. I was just awake. So I did a little video watching. I did a little book reading. Did a little research on this or that. But I was in bed. I wasn't moving about. I even had my phone on a phone stand, so I wasn't holding it even. And once or twice I fell asleep in the middle of a video and then was out for many hours. So these are good things. And like I said, 7 hours and 43 is definitely respectable in my opinion. My movement yesterday, surprisingly, was 8,500 steps, which was pretty good. Not sure I'm going to make that today, but we go where we go. My vitals were fine. They were a bit high when Nurse Lana was here, but I hadn't taken my pills yet because I just woken up. She got there just as I was getting ready to take them, so I didn't, we have to mask up while she's here. So, nope. Let's see. So Nurse Lana did come, doctor news. Nurse Lana did come today. She changed my poison bag. And I'm hoping to get the call tomorrow with my PET scan results. Fingers crossed. Typically, I think I should have seen them on Friday, but given the weather and everything else, I'm hoping they come in on Monday. And I guess worst case is I ask on Tuesday when I go in for my chemo. But I'm hoping for Monday to get a little picture of where we're at. So do you guys want me to try to do a live stream when I get the results? Or do you want it just in a status like this? What are you guys thinking? Live stream on YouTube. That's the only thing I know how to do. Sorry, guys. I guess I might be able to try to do it somewhere else, like Facebook or Instagram, but I'm not really good with that stuff. I'm just getting going here on YouTube, so give me some feedback in the comments. Do you want the PET scan results just in here, or would you prefer to see them in just a regular video, or what are you thinking? Share your thoughts. Thanks. And I think that is all I have for you today. Thank you so much if you made it to the end. I really appreciate you joining me every day and today. And all of your lovely comments and your inspiring thoughts and prayers and mojo really are helping me get through this time, helping me to adjust my brain and be at peace with doing what I can do. So thank you so, so much. Love you. Remember, every day is a gift. Live it.